Welcome to the Success Sensei Podcast for anyone interested in success, happiness, and balance. We'll teach you how to be a black belt at life. And now, your host, former professional fighter, multiple world champion, entrepreneur, and investor, Robert Devane.
And this is Roundhouse, Rob the Success Sensei, helping you to win at life one kick and punch at a time. So, this is episode 59, and we're talking about 5 signs you're doing better than you think. So on a daily basis, we're great at telling ourselves that we're losing, or we should be better, or we're comparing ourselves to others and thinking that we should be further along the path, or why don't we have more, or why haven't we achieved more, or why aren't we getting more recognition. And the funny thing is, one day you can wake up and you can feel like, you're not doing well, or, all of those things. You should be doing more, having more, being more. And the next day you can wake up and feel, do you know what, I'm actually doing well, I'm winning at life, I have all the basic necessities, I don't want for any of the essentials in order to live, and yet nothing has changed. So it's just your frame of mind. One day you can wake up and feel you're losing, and another day you can wake up and feel that you're winning. So it's easy to forget that you're doing a hell of a lot better than you actually think you are, and that's what this is about. 5 signs you're doing better than you think. So this isn't the usual. I think when people list these 5 signs that you're doing better than you think, they list, you're breathing, so you're alive, you have clothes on your back, you have a roof over your head, and they really go for the basics. They really go for the essentials, and all of that is absolutely true. If you were born in the first world country, you are definitely a million miles away from being born in the third world country. So automatically, being born into a first world country, you are lucky to have food on the table, clothes on your back, roof over your head, etc., etc. All the basic necessities. You tend not to, in the majority of cases, have to fight for the most basic essential requirements to live and to survive. So we're not talking about that. Obviously, listening to this podcast means you're more than likely born into a first world country. So we're not going to go with the obvious. We're going to go with different ones, but might seem kind of obvious. Anyway, number one, you can read and write. So there's a lot of people in the world that can't read and write, but I don't actually mean that you can read and write. I mean, you have the opportunity to read as much as you want, and to study and to educate yourself as much as you want, and you have the opportunity to write as much as you like, or to produce something that you could even possibly sell or turn into something. All of these, by the way, these 5 points are all about opportunity. That's my 5 signs that you're doing better than you think, is all down to the opportunities that you already know that you have, but that you kind of probably need a reminder that you have. So number 1 was you can read and write. Not physically, I can just read and I can write with that, although that puts you way ahead of a lot of the world's population, but that you can actually read as much as you want and continue to educate yourself as much as you want, and you can actually write and produce your own material. Right, number 2. You have access to the internet. I know, again, it might sound really obvious, but have you forgotten about the endless opportunities the internet? I know I give out about it every week about the negative aspects of social media, and all the negative side of things, which are very, very obvious on our attention spans, or on our face-to-face communication, etc., etc. But there's endless amounts of opportunities with the internet, whether, again, to educate yourself, to connect with other people in a way that you would never be able to if you had to travel door to door to do it. And there are loads of ways to make money online, and not just get rich quick schemes, but genuine ways to make money. So the internet is a massive development in all of our lives, And to be a part of it and to be living right now is an amazing opportunity that's never been there for previous generations. So keep that in mind. It's another sign that you're doing well and doing better than you think, is that you have full access to the internet, more than likely sitting in your pocket right now, or on your dashboard right now is your phone, which has full internet capabilities, as well as your iPads, laptops, desktops, etc., etc. Right, number 3, speaking of on your dashboard, transport. You have access to transport and travel. So most of us take for granted that we can go on holidays, we can go to all these countries. That's absolutely a sign that you're doing better than you think. So we can go to amazing countries, amazing places, further afield than the country that we were born. We have use of public transport, I know we give out about it, but fairly decent public transport. And a lot of people have their own car, their own transport. These are all massive signs that you're doing better than you think. So transport and travel was number 3. Number 4, employment opportunities. Whether you think of it or not, whether you like to think of it or not, you have more employment opportunities now than in a long time. We're nearly at full employment on the live register. We have a shortage across professions. We're talking about potentially trying to bring people into the country to fulfill jobs, job vacancies that we're not going to be able to fulfill ourselves. So there are endless employment opportunities. So if you don't like your job, now is the time to be switching. If you'd rather be doing something else, or if you've been unemployed for a while, or you're just looking to switch career, now is an absolutely super time when all bosses and all jobs are crying out for personnel and for staff, because there's definitely a shortage. So that's definitely a sign you're doing better than you think, because you have lots of employment opportunities. Number 5, you have goals. So if you're listening to the Success Sensei, I would imagine you're not just passively listening. I would imagine that success is probably the word that attracted you to the podcast in the first place. And if you're a success-orientated person and a success-minded person, then you believe in goals and you believe in setting yourself tasks, and you know that you have the ability to achieve those goals, both environmentally in the country that you're from, as well as within yourself. You know that you can achieve those goals no matter what they are. You have the luxury of being able to set small goals, medium goals, and even large goals, and you can adequately kind of figure out whether you can actually achieve them or not, if they're achievable or not. And I imagine that you can achieve a hell of a lot more than you may actually believe. You can achieve a lot more than you believe, especially over a long period of time. I know over a short period of time, I've talked about this before, over a short period of time we overestimate what we can achieve, and over a long period of time we underestimate what we can achieve. So just keep that in mind in regards to goals. So the 5 signs that you're doing better than you think is: number 1, you can read as much as you want and write as much as you want to help further yourself. Number 2, you've got full access to everything and all the opportunities that the internet possesses. Number 3, you can travel and go to wild and wonderful destinations, or you can use public transport, or you can have and drive your own vehicle. Number 4, you've got employment opportunities, more now than in a long time, because of the way the economy is, and we're nearly at full employment. So that for employees an absolutely fantastic situation and opportunity, because there's a shortfall across all careers and professions. And number 5, you have goals that you can actively work towards. You have a legacy that you want to lead. You have things that you want to have, things that you want to do, and things that you want to experience. And that makes life very rich when you feel that you have something to work towards. So just remind yourself that you're doing better than you think. I mean, obviously all the small reasons, as I said earlier, there's food on your table, there's clothes on your back, there's a roof over your head, and also you've survived to the point that you're at now. You've gone through whatever hardship has been in your past. You've gone through all the struggles and all the problems, and you've survived. So you may as well be optimistic and realize that if you've done all that and you've survived everything that's in your past, why don't you think that you would be able to survive and continue to strive in the future? And of course you can. So I hope that's injected a little bit of positivity into your life for this week. Thank you for listening. I'm Roundhouse Rob, the Success Sensei. Life is a fight you can enjoy and win. Bowing out.
This has been the Success Sensei, fighting the winning fight. So add us, subscribe, like, and comment. Keep those hands up and keep moving forward.